Good morning. I've thought a little bit about what to say on this upload. It's in regards to something that happened on last night's live stream. Anybody that was in the live stream knows that we began the stream by talking about the disaster in Australia at the minute. How many wildlife animals have been affected by the fires. And also, we were touching on the problem with how the sea creatures are treated. Now, in the middle of us discussing this, it was a nice chilled out live stream. There was no problem, there was no trolling, and I'm not naive. We do realise that when we put ourselves on social media, we're going to have some people that absolutely love us and some people that don't. Unfortunately, our channel seems to attract people that they've been rejected a lot in their lives, and they think that they're entitled to some form of acceptance from us. And of course, when that doesn't happen, they become even more disturbed than what they usually are. Now, this has actually been going on since the end of February last year. And there is this one profile in particular that goes by the name of Oscar. An unhappy person that, for whatever reason, has some form of attachment and obsession with our channel. And it started off like, it's been banned for a long time, this profile. And it came in and started waffling on about demanding to be heard. And it's like, look, you're never going to be accepted here. No matter what you want to say, no one wants to hear it. We're not going to hear it. We're not going to listen. You're not invited. You're not welcome. You're not wanted. And the more you make a fool and a nuisance of yourself, the more it seems to bother you. However, I wasn't made aware of this until after it had appeared in the stream. Apparently, it made a very, very vicious accusation against me. And the accusation is that I support people telling other people to go and fatally injure themselves. Now, the reason why I'm actually acknowledging this is I do tend to keep my private life private, and a lot of my past is kept private, and that's the way it's going to be. I understand that there are some people that don't realise or understand how social media works. And when you've got people on visual platforms, they don't have to tell you anything that they don't want to. No one is entitled to know anything about any creator on any platform unless that creator wishes to share that. Now, we've had this particular person try to find out things about privacy and just absolutely rambling nonsense for almost a year. Bam this and bam that and bam the other and Meryl this and bam bam. And, it's actually quite disturbing and it's unhealthy. However, it's not my responsibility. And I have a gold medal when it comes to ignoring people. Really doesn't bother me. However, this accusation is unfair and unkind. And as a mother, as a friend, as an auntie, I think that I'm right in answering the allegation that was made against me. Years ago, I used to volunteer for the Samaritans. Okay? I don't do that anymore. And to be honest with you, I've got family of my own, I've got responsibilities of my own, and I've got all sorts of opinions and views. However, I do not support bullying, and I really absolutely do not support what I was accused of tonight. Now, I was also accused of supporting Misery's channel, and Misery was accused of getting groups of people to go and tell someone to cause themselves harm. I don't know what the story is. I've been in that guy's channel once. I was only there once. Now, if being on his channel once makes me support him, then obviously Oscar, and maybe it's all other profiles that it runs, or maybe it's people that it hangs around, but because it's always trying to post on our channel, then what does that mean? It supports me? Oscar, you're not welcome. And, you just proved to yourself last night what a very, very unpleasant person you are. What makes you deluded enough to think that any of us want anything to do with you? I think that you should be seeking some form of treatment or talking to someone who is willing to listen to you and offer you some kind of advice. We certainly aren't. None of us are. Don't make accusations like that about me. They're completely unfounded and untrue. I will say that those kind of accusations, they've got karma attached to them. That isn't going to come back and bother me, but that's going to come back on you. That is a really unpleasant and nasty thing to say about anyone. I do not know what's gone on Misery's channel. Do I think that he did that? I don't know one way or the other. I don't know the guy's politics. I wouldn't know him if he knocked my door. But to say that I'm part of this gang telling people to go and harm themselves, or I support that, that's absolutely unfounded, and it says more about you than it does about me. You were removed from our channel a year ago. Well, nearly a year. You've been every attempt that you've made to try and converse or curry some kind of attention or favour from us has been knocked back and rejected each time. You need to learn your place. In reality, you know that I would absolutely not want anything to do with you. I would take the stairs before I would share an elevator with you. There's nothing that you can say that I'm interested in hearing. And there's absolutely no circumstance at all where I would want to converse or talk to you in any capacity. Constantly hanging around and stalking, that's what you're doing. When you are consistently trying to show and force attention on someone that doesn't want it, regardless of it being social media or reality, that's viewed as stalking. You should maybe think a little bit more about yourself and your behaviour instead of thinking about us, because trust me, we aren't thinking about you. Telling lies like this, though, I'm not going to have it. I have a family. My daughter was in that live stream last night. Now, of course, my children would just laugh at the ludicrous, ridiculous, state of you. However, you don't tell lies like that on people. You don't do it. Now, with these new rules and regulations that have come into YouTube, I'm actually going to be going about reporting you and your IP, because you are becoming a nuisance and you're starting to make me feel creeped out. There's something not right about your obsession with me, okay? You need to realize when I switch this off, I forget about you people. You know, you don't exist to me. It's profiles on social media. And unless I'm calling someone up or I know them and, you know, there's a little bit of relationship or friendship there, profiles just all melt into social media activity to me, okay? But you seem to, you kind of have lost the grip on what this is all about. And that isn't my problem, and it isn't my responsibility, and it's not going to be. You are not going to get away with telling lies about me or this channel. It's ridiculous to make accusations like that, completely unfounded accusations. And there's no proof, absolutely no proof. There's nothing that you've got that can substantiate the claims and accusations that you made against us last night. And it's very, very wrong of you to have said what you said. I think that you are an absolutely terrible, terrible person. You're obviously very lonely, and that is not my responsibility, and it's not going to be my responsibility. We don't want anything to do with you. So I'm publicly saying to you now, stay away from my channel. You're not welcome, you're not wanted, you're not required, you're not needed. Stay away from the skeleton crew too. They don't want anything to do with you. Nor do the subs or the visitors on the channel. You have made an absolute vile, putrid lie up about me, about someone who doesn't care in the slightest about you. You are fixated, and it's got to the point now it's unhealthy, and I'm not going to have it. So you've got nothing to substantiate what you've said, but I've got plenty to back up what I have said about you. And I'm not going to have it. You people need to understand that when I close the door on something, that's it. You can make as much of a nuisance of yourselves as you want, but you're never ever going to get any acknowledgement, and you're never going to have me parley with you back and forth. You know, you want to make troll accounts and come in, we just ignore you and put you out. You guys is wasting your time and not ours. But saying something as vicious as that, I don't support that kind of behaviour at all. And at one time I did operate the telephones for the Samaritans. Maybe that's something that you should look into. You know, maybe go and do something for someone else instead of spending all your time lurking around YouTube hoping to catch a glimpse of me or try and interact with me or someone from the channel. I don't know what is wrong with you. I'm not interested. But when you're going to tell lies like that on me, then I'm going to view that as a problem. I don't like people telling lies on me like that. You don't matter. Saying something like that, however, that's vile. That's vicious. It's really uncalled for. It's unhealthy. It's unnecessary. And I'm not going to let it go. I have never, ever been part of a group that's gone and told someone to injure themselves in any way whatsoever. I don't behave like that. That's the kind of behaviour that you guys do, not me. I've walked away from yous and I've stayed away. I don't go to any of your channels. I don't read any of your comments. Even if someone screenshots them and sends them to me, I don't look at them. I don't read emails. Comments are removed from the community post. I have absolutely zero interest in yous. I really have zero interest in any of you. I do have plenty of interest in myself though, and my channel, and the skeleton crew, and the subscribers. I've got all the interest all day long. I'm not going to let you make up lies like this about me. I'm completely innocent of the accusations that you've made against me. Everyone on my channel is completely innocent of the accusations that you've made. And I don't know what Misery has said or done. I don't know. I don't know him at all. If he knocked my door, I wouldn't know who he is. I've been in his channel once or twice, I think. I've never spoken with the guy. I've never been on his panel. I don't know anything about him. So to say that I support him and support the kind of behaviour that you're accusing him of, you need to stop going around accusing people of this kind of stuff, because when you're accusing people of lies like this, you've got to realise that some of us will hit back with the truth. So, whatever comes next, you've brought it on yourself. For the rest of you, maybe you should try and start, this year, 2020, involving yourself somewhere where you're wanted. And maybe, trying to do something constructive instead of worrying about what we're doing. Because I can promise you, we are not worrying in the slightest about any of you guys. However, lies like this, they won't be tolerated, especially now with the new rules and regulations coming in. We've got everything that we need to request that you're removed from YouTube. I'm not going to put up with this. I have ignored yous, and I will continue to ignore you. You guys had your chance and you blew it. That isn't my responsibility, and that's not my fault. What you should do is move on now. It really is unhealthy to hang around somewhere where you're not wanted. And for everyone who heard that terrible or read that terrible comment, it's disgusting. I can't apologise because I hadn't got anything to do with it. And don't, Oscar, come into my channel anymore under alts and profiles and tell us that we have to hear what you've got to say. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to acknowledge you. So don't come in demanding to be heard. Go somewhere where you might be accepted and you might be wanted, because it's never going to happen on either of our channels. We're not interested. So 2020, go somewhere where you're wanted and stop hanging around and making a fool out of yourself where you're not wanted. You also interrupted us while we were talking about conservation and injured animals. You really are, you're something really special, aren't you? You're a stand-up person, and nobody pays any attention to you. Even when you go on these hate channels, I believe that you don't really get acknowledged there either. So when we're trying to help injured animals and sea creatures, you are coming, telling lies, trying to get my attention. I really don't understand. And I'll say it again. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you as a person. I'm not interested in your opinion. I don't want to know anything about you. And if you have some kind of, desires, they're not welcomed. So that's all I've got to say. Go away, stay away. You're not welcome, you're not wanted. And really, when you interrupt us, when we're trying to help animals by telling such vicious lies on something you know nothing about, especially when at one time I was actively volunteering for the Samaritans, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Try and go into 2020 as if you can't be a decent human being, at least be a silent one.